Okay guys, so welcome to the stream. Let's see, I'm just gonna just gonna put my YouTube live on my screen. Seems to be that it's working. Okay, sweet. Well, let's just get straight on with it, shall we? Yeah, let me just open my drawing and then do that. Okay, cool. Just gonna double check that I see it on the screen. Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. Nice. So, welcome to the stream, drawing stream again. So, last when we left off, we were trying to finish some of the colors. As you can see, now we finished them all. But, as you can see, I've done quite a bit of shading, but there are only two characters that need shading. And also, so Todomen and my character, Triotro, which I also need to add a few elements. Because I like to save the best for last, I guess, you could say. Since it's my character, and that's what I do. I know it's a bit of a weird statement, but I just figured, why not? So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just going to show you some, ideas of the characters, how they look like. As you can see right there, very nice. With all the shading. So, that is pretty cool. Yeah, pretty happy about it. I know it's probably not the most, like, the bestest. I know bestest isn't a word, but I'm still going to say it. Thing in the world, but, you know, I just had to do something about it. Okay, so, right, so yeah, we're going to add some shades to Todomen, and then we'll do it to my character. To my character. The way I said it felt a bit strange, but, yeah. Let's continue to roll. So we're getting close to finishing all the characters. But then we have the background to do, and also we have those monsters to do. So you could technically say the characters aren't all done. But I'm still gonna say that it is, though. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's add some shading on him. Although, actually, let's take that color. For some reason, I haven't shaded his hands and his feet. And also, why is that's those two tiny pixels of transparency? I'll never know. But let me just try to fix that. So let's see. That. Put some black on there, and we'll erase that. Perfect. Looks better. That's for sure. Alright. So there's his hands. Now we need to do his feet. There we go. There's one part of his foot, and there's the other foot. Along with his sandals, and should probably also shade this part of the sandal here. Probably the same for that one. Yeah. I don't know. In fact, let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Booyah. Okay, cool. Let's see. So now we need to do the bottom sandal. Oh no, let's do I like to do it from up to down when it comes to. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just struggle with words. And by sometimes I mean a lot of the time. So yeah, I've got to mention from the previous stream, Minecraft stream. So tomorrow I'm going to Paris. Well, no, I think I did say that, but I'm going to say it in a drawing stream. So I'm just going for a day. But yeah. Now that I have a bit more free time, I will live stream sometime. Not sure when though, but we'll see. So that's gonna be good. I should probably do that. Yeah, okay. We'll just go ahead and there we go. Shade the hair a little bit. Add some shading on his hair. Just like that. Just like that. I'm being German apparently. Okay, so at the French school, in French schools, right? in total, I think there could be more than that. But as far as I've seen 3 different languages. Yeah, 2 of them are one of the options that you have to choose, but the other one is always going to be there, aka English. And for me, that's not a problem. The other 2 that are you have to choose between are Spanish and German. I chose Spanish. So yeah. Now you know. The truth about me has finally come out. I apologize. Okay. So yeah. I did like Spanish, but wasn't like something that I would like to use every day, so I just kind of abandoned it. And I guess you could say that the Japanese language kind of has replaced it, you know? But I still feel happy about it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I had some teachers, a Spanish teacher and a sports teacher, who actually, who they are together, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't, not sure I never paid attention to that, but there I am. There we go. Well, at least there's that. Okay, so what is the next thing? We're gonna go ahead and we'll add some shades. Add some shades right here, which is perfect. Then we also have this one, that one. Okay, cool. Let's see. There we go. Sometimes I try my best to put the shades somewhat in place, you know. Even if I'm not the best at doing that. I guess I could have done some studies. Alright. Okay. But oh well. Alright. Nice. Maybe a tiny bit there. Okay. There we go. There's that. The waist part. The chest part. Now we need to do the legs part. And then we'll do the bottom of the sandals. Yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. What's next? This one. What else can I talk about? Yeah. Hopefully Mumbo Jumbo, because he was in a movie. Hopefully Mumbo Jumbo doesn't, you know, get too upset that we're not fan of the Minecraft movie. But we'll still always be a fan of him. Same for Dan TDM, you know. Because, I mean, I tried their best, but it's just there could have been a lot more done. And also, it was a bit too. It was a bit too. Yeah, it was a bit too. How do you say it? I guess. How do you say it? Like. Yeah, too much infested with memes. I guess that's one of them. But yeah. And I hate when they say, "Oh, but it's an animation for children," you know. Oh, why are you making a big deal about it? Stuff like that. Actually, I might move this. Perhaps. Let's see if that works. One of the blue stripes kind of feels a bit off. Yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum. Oh, but wait. I can always just... Excuse me. How about this? I just do that, then just do one pixel apart. Like that. Perhaps. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, as I said, yeah, I mean, it was cool that there were references of the YouTubers. Like I said, like Mumbo Jumbo was here. Don't know if Green was there. Maybe. Dan TDM was there. A couple of YouTubers that I haven't. I only watched one of the clips, but I just only paused to the Mumbo bit because I was like, he's there, and I haven't focused on anything else. Which I know. I could have been invested more onto the other ones. So yeah. But yeah, yeah. Can you imagine if he actually, in the movie, he was using his old intro, saying something along the lines of, let's see if I can imitate his old intro. Hello everyone, this is Mumbo. Welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 59, and today we are starting things off out in our base. We are going to do some redstone. We're going to be doing a lot of farming. We're going to be doing lots of blah 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 blah. You know what I mean. For those of you who watch Mumbo will know. So yeah. Okay. But let's see. I think for Todomen, aside from there's an extra pixel I can get rid of. Probably, and also I have to shoot. Now let me fix that. Booyah. Wait a minute. Why does it feel off now? Maybe shading might be a tiny bit too long. That's one. And two, for some reason, his head part is right there, which I'm not a fan. Yeah, let me try and fix that. Hopefully it doesn't look too horrendous. But doesn't look too bad on my end, I'd say. Yeah, I've got, yeah, in description, so let me just, yeah. Wait, yeah, I'm gonna show you the characters. So there's Sanzu Usagi, Souma Sakuma, Haruma 12 BTR, Taka 1005 JP. I'm just saying in the English way, why not? Hatopon, Tower SA, HDef, potoranodon, Bobu, Doic Centaur, which is my actual in real life friend, Penguin 0810, and Todomen right there. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Okay. I think that's mostly done for Todomen on the topic of him. Topic of talking about Todomen. I think we're mostly done here. So we'll move to Tribal Troll, the last one. My own character. Hehe. That's always good. Alright, so let's add oh shit. Let's add a tiny bit of shades here. So there's his necklace, so we might just add not very much shade, but just a little. Perhaps I could mirror it or match it. I don't know. Okay, cool. Like that, like that. There we go. That's perfect. Although I don't like how one of them is a tiny bit too much. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Also, we also have this one. Excuse me. What else can I talk about? Hair. Yeah, sure, I can talk about my hair. No. Yeah. I say hang on a lot of times, but it's just I'm thinking. So we have shades on his ears a little bit. I'm going to add some shades over there. But the problem is the color matches up a tiny bit too much, so I think we might make this a bit darker. The gas pattern. Whoops. That'll probably work. So let's see. Just like that. We're gonna add one there. How's that look? Not bad, I guess. Not bad. Well, I have a feeling this one is a tiny bit too thick. So, might make it thinner. Well, in fact, I will make it thinner. Yeah, probably something like that. Oh, good. Maybe. Don't know why I say it like that, but okay. Perhaps like this too. I'm not sure. But then I should probably get rid of these just to match up with this. It's not going to be totally no, let's make it symmetrical. Yeah, kind of like that, basically. Kind of like that, yeah. Alright, cool. Not bad. Alright. Well, so let's get rid of... I want to get rid of that. I suppose something like this could work. So let me just go ahead and grab this. And the color, all this. And I'm also going to add a tiny bit in there. Just a little. Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and do this. There we are. Very nice. How's that look? Yeah? It's a bit subtle with the shades, but I think it might work. I actually did forget to do one thing. Shoot. Hang on, give me a second, I need to do something. Hang on. A second. Okay, because I forgot to go ahead and copy and paste the text, or to say that you know, you can go ahead and leave me comments in French or Japanese. So, whoops. So there's the first one. Dang it. And then there's a second one. No, wait. That's better. Okay. And the third one should be right there. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I put this back up now. Okay. My apologies. Alright, cool. So we can continue now. So now we need to add some blue. Like shadings of blue. I don't have any shadings of blue at the moment. So I guess we'll hold off on that a little bit. And instead we'll just go ahead and add some shades on this hat. It's just a hat. Oh. Don't want to get rid of the black pixel. Come on now. Black pixel of doom. Except it's not really of doom. There we go. Well, except for those nasty pixels, like I said. Okay. Just like that. That is perfect. But yeah, like I said, if you want to comment on anything, just feel free. Don't be shy. We're here to respect each other, and we're here to, you know, have a bit of a chat. Even if I'm drawing it, I can still multitask, so don't worry. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. So what else can I talk about? Good question. Well, I suppose continue on the topic of Mumbo Jumbo, one of my favorite Minecraft YouTubers. It's incredible that he's making those what am I saying? Those animations, not by drawing, but by using Minecraft mechanics. Holy cow, this is impressive. It seriously really is impressive. I mean, seriously, it's great. But I think my favorite type of redstoner has to be Cup Fan. I mean, I know I mentioned him quite a bit, but he's just so good, man. I mean, honestly. What else can I do? I can delete these pixels. Like the redstone that, well, not just the redstone, but his play style is just so unique. At least in my eyes, that is just wow. It's unbelievable. Although, to be fair, he also did say, I don't like how it's missing like that. Yeah. He did say that in the past he used to study astronomy. So that's pretty cool. Basically, astronomy must be complicated. But he does do quite a bit of space talks as well on his channel, from time to time, when he's on a time lapse, when he's doing a time lapse on his channel, even on Hermitcraft, which is the server that he plays on. So for those of you who don't know what Hermitcraft is, it's a private server. It's but yeah, it's just basically an SMP, like some SMPs, but it got popular, and that's what inspired quite a bit of people to do SMPs in the first place. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so let me just go ahead and draw his, well, color, or add some shades in his feathers. There we go. Add some shades of green. There we go. Thank you. Danke. Like I said before, I don't study German, I've studied Spanish a bit in class, but not German. Because again, you had to pick one of those options between German and Spanish. I wonder if it's possible to do both in school, I should say. I'm sure some people do it, let's say, in the house or, you know, in the free time, but I wonder if it's possible in school. That would be cool for those who, let's say, especially love learning languages. I don't know, I'm just making assumptions, but it's just, you know, it'll be really cool though. I just feel like his hat angle is a tiny bit too long, so let's just do that instead. Or we could extend the hat so it's in the same size or in the same, yeah. So let's just extend it down by one more and do that. Yeah, that works, I think. That probably works. Alright. I know I'm doing some random coloring. Sometimes I just change the subject of which one I want to color, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's pretty. I like that meme, by the way. It is what it is. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's do this one. There we go. We'll do a bit of his hair part right there. That kind of rhymed. And I'm a mime, except I didn't fit, or except I didn't slide. My joke did not land. Not slide, but not land is what I'm trying to say. Whatever. Alright, let's do Beijing over here. There we go. Sorry. Alright, cool. How does it look like already? Yeah? Well, it's a bit subtle from afar. I think it works still. At least in my opinion. Oh, so some noise in the background. Apologize. Well, hopefully those bad neighbors, because I mentioned those yesterday. Hopefully those bad neighbors on the... Well, I wouldn't call them bad. Well, they were kind of did something not so good yesterday. They were parking their truck in a garage, in my grandfather's garage. Until they shouldn't. Well, it wasn't totally in front, but even that small glimpse doesn't mean that, you know, it's acceptable. So yeah. Man, I'm now getting confused with some of these pixels, like which one should I put in place, which one I shouldn't. Sometimes it's like solving a problem, a maths problem. Oh boy. And I'm trying to avoid most, if not all, these nasty pixels. It's not always easy to do, I have to say. It's not always easy. Okay. So what's next? We're gonna do this. And then this one. I think I'm gonna stream until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock my time. And it's already 2:53. So you can see there. You can see my time. I did try to use OBS to put my digital art in, but I had to use screen sharing instead of that, because for some reason it was just showing a black screen and that's it, which is kind of weird, but okay. Like, why does it show a black screen, whereas when I do this it doesn't? It's kind of weird. It's pretty weird if you think about it. Pretty weird indeed. I don't think this needs outlines. These patterns above the hat, because these are just supposed to be for decoration. Plus, it kind of represents a bit of the earth, I guess, or I should say elements. Like you have the grass here and the water, just like earth. To say that because he's a tribe, that means naturalistic type of thing. Even though he is a fire breather, unironically. So yeah, sorry, I had to bite my lip. My dead skin. Dead skin of my lip. What I find strange about YouTube right now is that I just saw it on the last stream. I mean, I said Coolio, and now it's gonna do it again. It's gonna do it again. I can say any celebrity names or whatever, and then YouTube will put it in the people mention. Oh shit! Just watch. Let's say I'm gonna say J.K. Rowling. Talking Tim Burton. Let's say, oh, I don't know. Well, PewDiePie is also one of them that you mentioned. I could say Markiplier, and then it's gonna go people mention. It's kind of weird. It doesn't matter how much I know them or how much I don't know, or if I. It doesn't matter if I know about these celebrities or not. Can you make it stop, YouTube? I mean, I get that it could be fun in some cases, but could have been an opt-out option, at least for me, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, it's a cool idea on paper, but it's just, you know, kind of strange. Maybe there is an opt-out option, but I wasn't aware of it. So yeah, what's this? Oh, yeah, see, this is where I get confused. This is where I can get stuck. So do not be surprised if I can get stuck. Because sometimes I'm like, what do I... Oh, yeah, see, look. I have just made a mistake. But I'm not afraid to admit it. Alright, cool. So let's just, no. Perhaps something like that? I'm not sure. Trying to keep looking at the chat while I'm doing this. We'll add another pixel there. Oh shit. My nose. There's still quite some parts missing, huh? Sometimes these things can be complicated, and sometimes I just tend to second guess myself and all these kind of things. So yeah, don't be surprised if that happens. Let's see. Because I know this is blue, and right now this hat part is green. Yeah. So I might add just add a tiny shade. That's it. That is it. Goodbye. let's see. So same for the blue. Although somehow I forgot to get rid of that nasty pixel over there. I like to call them nasty pixels. Green. And this one is blue, but it's just a bit too small. So again, and this one's also the last one, but I have enough space for that blue. Okay. So let's just do that. Perfect. Let me just... That's better. Okay, cool. Just had to sit properly. I'll find myself a good... Yeah. Okay, so there's some more nasty pixels. And a couple in here. I think I might leave this one. So let's see, we can get rid of that. Doing pixel art is not always easy. That's for sure. The eye looks a tiny bit too weird, so I might just try to reset that. So let me just delete the entire eye. Not the entire thing though. Not the entire pattern, you could say. So let me try again. No big deal. No big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It is no big deal. I forgot the name of the song now. Who knows? The song could be named It's No Big Deal. And I just wasn't aware of it. Okay. Oh, pencil please. Thank you. What is next? There he goes. Okay, and then... Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. Let's add some shades, over here, over there. Add some there too. Just gonna stroll a little bit to the left. But yeah, we did some Minecraft stream last stream. That was cool. Xenolia Craft stream. Xenolia Craft, which is my own server. Okay. Haven't upgraded to 1.21.5 yet because I'm waiting for vanilla tweaks to update the resource packs and everything, because it's currently not that functional. The data packs and the vanilla and the resource packs for the Excuse me, I was yawning. I remember the times where I used to call texture pack, resource packs texture packs, yeah. And I also remember, when I was younger, discovering the secret blocks. No, I'm not joking. But it was pretty hilarious. So, for example, there's one that's basically a comparator, but one of the data is the comparators. Well, now you can only get those data blocks. I know that back in the day, you used to be able to craft chainmail armor using the fire block. Well, now it's been removed because the fire block has been removed from your inventory. But it was a bit of an odd decision, and I don't exactly know what the reason behind this is. But it is pretty fascinating. It's pretty cool, though, I have to say. One trick that I did discover myself is that when with a skeleton can hold a bow and can shoot with it. It is possible, believe it or not. If only that would be, you know, in survival, but just a rare chance, you know. But however, here's what's interesting. When it shoots the bow, it will always act like it has a flame enchantment, even if it doesn't have any enchants whatsoever. So that's that makes those wither skeletons a bit deadlier, because already they give us some wither effect. So with the bow, it will make them look like regular skeletons, but immune to lava, and that's it. But with that added, I think that's probably a step in the right direction. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Imagine a wither potion though. That could be interesting. That could be interesting indeed. So let me just go ahead and add the little bandage from his leg. There we go. Somehow I forgot to add the back part of the bandage. That's too young again. I apologize. Let's do some shading on his legs as well. There we go. Also do the bandage afterwards. His feet. Also do the sandals afterwards. But let's make a brighter white for the bandage. Yeah, maybe that could work. So let's just add a tiny bit of shading. Oh shit. That's better. Nice. I like how you can see the color codes. E2, E2, E2. That's pretty cool. Now what's next? Maybe I could rid of that black pixel. Maybe. Oh shit, what did I do? Okay. Let's get rid of that too. So here's a bandage around his leg. Okay. Now I'm gonna continue, do some shading. So I might do a tiny bit in the hat if I missed anything. And for example, let's do that. Then we can add a black outline coming down like this. Hopefully that sounds like a plan. Yeah. So what's next? So I got his bandana done. We got might just extend that by one, I'm not sure. There we go. We might do the bottom or the back part of his hair. I forgot to shade. Beautiful. What else? His bracelet. That does require some shading, that's for sure. Same for the golden apple. Basically, what the heck? Let's see. Let's do just a tiny bit, not too much. Probably like 2 pixels. The fireflies in Minecraft used to be, or was originally going to be 2 pixels. Then they changed it to 1. And yeah. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. Now what's next? So his shorts right here. That's what we're going to be coloring. First I'm going to do this. Yeah, although I might add just an extra pixel over there. Yeah, sure, that could work. That could work. Just like that. Okay. Alright. Then I want to add some, I don't know why there's that extra pixel in there. So I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm also going to get this out of the way. I'm also going to add, because this is supposed to represent like a, just a yellow, like, I don't know how to describe it. There we go. This one. And that one. Also gonna add some green there, yeah. So what else can I talk about? Let's see. I'm trying to think here. One thing to talk about is I'm not sure actually, to be honest. Yeah, I'll try and think about it. Well, now I'm just focused on making this. Okay, cool. Very nice. So, guys, sandals. Should I remove this? Actually, it might look a bit horrendous. Same for that one. So, I think we'll just leave it in. Yeah. So we got the sandals. Now we just have the shorts left. It's gonna do the sandals last. Oh well. Oh well. Let's see. Add an extra pixel here. Extra pixel in there. And yeah, let's go ahead and yeah, we'll add some shades into the shorts. And that should be the whole characters, but we still have quite a ways to go, aka the background. It's not totally finished at all. So yeah, gonna have to think about the background a bit. So yeah. Oh wait, no. I could probably use the same blue. Blue. Alright, let's go. Well, the 2nd of April was Autism Awareness Day, and I know we had to wear the color blue, and I'm autistic myself, so yeah. Just had to let you know. Okay, some green. No, wait, I could just take that green, I guess. And this one. Okay. And there's also this yellow bit to color. Can I just do something real quickly? Yeah, okay. Let's just reduce it. Booyah! There we go. So that's all the characters now. Holy macaroni. Wow. We got the entire party right here. But, like I said, it's still not over. I'm going to have to do the background. And the background, I also want to make it varied. And there's also going to be 3 enemies. 2 at the same time, and 1 that's different. So I did plan, as you can see, some enemies. Now I think about it, I wanted to make it smaller. But, why not just keep it bigger, actually. These triangle things, these are going to remain smaller. Because these are also enemies. It's going to be triangle with something. I'm not sure. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and I guess we'll design the enemies. Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy that's that done. But, like I said, still not over. Because we have more to go. So, but since we have time, let's continue. Although first off, just to give a bit of a compilation, like I said. So we got Sanzu Usagi, Souma Sakuma, Dark Centaur, potoranodon, Tower SA, Bobu, Penguin 0810, Hatopon, Takamoto 1005, JP, Haruma 12BTR, HDef, Todomen, and myself, or my character, Trivitrol, I should say. So, if any of you somehow watches this, then here you are. You're welcome. You're in the drawing, as I promised. So let's just go ahead and redraw that. But we'll redraw it in a way that's... How do we want to make it? Well, actually, I'll keep this, right? But, so I can use this as a reference. So it's just going to be like a floating head type of thing. No, well, not a floating head. It's just a head with those ears. Let's see. So what? Don't want to make it too much like a cat. I want to make it as fictional as I possibly can. Although right now it looks like a Pikachu. Yeah, it looks a tiny bit too much like a Pikachu. Yeah. Okay, so that's the head, I guess. So I want to make like spiral eyes. Perhaps a spiral nose and a spiral mouth. Hopefully that sounds okay. And I have these pointy ears. Don't have a name for this enemy, at least not yet. For this creature. And perhaps... What else can I do with this enemy? I want to add like a tail or something. And perhaps there's another eye, or not necessarily an eye, but a spiral pattern on top. It's going to be a miniature of the spiral. Does that sound like a plan? Hopefully. Hopefully it does. Alright, cool. So we got them. Very nice. So maybe the tail is not just, well, like I said, just a spiral. So it's gonna be something. I'm just following the attached to another spiral. It's a tail spiral attached to another spiral. A spiral tail attached to another spiral. That's what I'm trying to say. Man, I said spiral so many times, it started to not look like a word. Well, what else? What pattern should I add next? Maybe like some sort of triangle? It's like this spiral is connected with the spiral mouth. Yeah, the spiral front. Yeah, the spiral forehead and the spiral mouth. I don't know. I'm just thinking of ideas here, is all. Yeah, I don't know. But it's a thin tail. It's not. So yeah. You can say it's a bit thinner than the length of a crayon, but it still works, and it's still hard. Just because it's thinner than a crayon doesn't mean it's not hard to destroy it. So yeah, gotta be careful with that creature, and I should probably also figure out in the future what color I should do. Yeah, for said creature. Okay. Here's a triangle in Spiral World. There's also going to be an enemy. It's going to be more like a prism than a triangle. Well, obviously a prism is a triangle, but a 3D triangle. So let's just go ahead and do that. And perhaps we'll just draw a spiral in the middle this time. How does that sound? Hopefully it sounds like a plan as well. Let's say each side will have spiral in the middle. And on top, should I add something on top of the prism? I want to make like a spiral foot, but it's a bit complicated. Yeah, well, spiral feet. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this is because I like to think outside the box. So this just, it's kind of like well, it's not really a first because I've done a few in the past. But yeah, I just want to kind of carry on that. That's what I want to do. So, let's see what else. What else should I do? Now, of course, once this one is done, we're going to draw the other one, which is right there. A bit tough. Yeah, these are the button icons, by the way. That's pretty nice. Yeah. It's more specifically for my character. I guess I should go ahead and move on to the other one. For now. Okay, so in goes the first part of the prism. There goes the second part of the prism. I should probably make it, let's see, more this way. Plus he's actually looking this way, and not that way. Into this, still going to be a spiral. Let's see. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so like I said with the buttons, there's the jump button, fire, punch, and unusualness happening. Because he is supposed to be like some like a character that's supposed to do unusual things. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I could also erase the names now. But I'm just gonna go ahead and fix that. Just gonna go ahead and fix that spiral first. Make it just about the same size. Yeah, we'll get rid of that later. Extra pixels later. So let me just go ahead and erase all this. Nice. Bob can go away. That one can go away. Now originally I was gonna put them, you know, back in there, but you know what? I think I might leave them in. Yeah. Yeah, that should be good. Potoranodon. Beautiful. And it might be, yeah, Takamoto. Nice. Let's see. Anything else? Well, I should probably get rid of these names. Or this now. That is no longer needed. So we can just say goodbye to that text. IP, Babu, and Potoranodon. Okay, cool. I think that definitely needs some saving. Nice. I could use Control S, I guess, but I'm too used to just do this, you know. Okay. So, yeah, let's draw the spiral feet again. Yeah, so kind of like that. And then goes the other spiral foot. Nice. Maybe I should add like a third side in this one, I don't know. Cool. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So these are enemies. Those three are enemies and not, you know, NPCs or, yeah, or whatever. NPCs that, you know, to talk and they're friendly. No, these are enemies. This time. Oh my word. So what's next? Spiral gate, yeah. I mean, I want to make it different than just, you know, how a gate typically looks like. Because again, I like to think outside the box, but it's not always easy. It's not always easy, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay. So, I guess I should be erasing this. Oh, hang on. Let's try again. Nice. I might leave it here just so I know that there's a spiral pattern there. Yes. Okay, cool. Now what's next? Should I add like a spiral boss pattern or something? I'm not sure. It is difficult. It is very difficult. I mean, this spiral gate is kind of like a portal in a way, basically. Because you may say, oh, well, there's a cliff and everything, so they'll definitely fall down. Which I would agree. But yeah. Spiral liquid. Maybe I could do something about that. And I feel like the planet should be very purpley. You know? should kind of be purple. The spiral liquid, maybe you could make it orange, I'm not sure. Although it's going to look like lava, but it's not even lava in this universe. Something else. We're just going to call it the spiral liquid for now, but there is an official term for that. That I don't know yet. Or haven't invented yet. Let's see. Let's just get rid of these. So spiral liquid, so let's just go ahead and make this a little better. There we go. And so it's not going to be a huge drop height. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. So add another layer there. That's my stomach. I apologize. Not sure if you heard it, but yeah. If you had, I'm sorry, but yeah. The answer is literally just right there. So spiral liquid. Nice. Okay. What the? Why is 59 over there? What on earth? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess these things happen. That's all I can say. There's not much else I can say about it. Alright, cool. So, the next thing to do is to go ahead and get rid of this. Very nice. Cool. Up there. Oh. Alright, cool. Let's see. So let me just go ahead and add this. We'll just fix that a little bit, I guess. Yeah. What's next? So these are supposed to be spirally mountains. But yeah, and there's a spiral ocean. Or whatever. Spiral gate. Yeah, I need to work on that one. Sorry about that. I heard some people talking in the background. It's like, what was that? Right before I was about to talk. Yeah, that happened. So, like I said, I think the floor is going to be mostly purpley. Well, maybe not that type of purple. It's going to have an interesting purple color, though one that fits the most. Oh, this color starts to look fitting. If I darken it up a little bit, maybe. I thought that something like that could look cool. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's get some more noises in the background. Yeah. Okay. I'll try that. I should also probably go ahead and do that too. There we go. And this one, and then that one. Very nice. Anything that I missed? No. No, wait, there is. So, let's see. Let's see. 1, 2. Nice. Alright, cool. Of course, we're going to have to make it varied. So perhaps, like, for example, there could be, like, shades, or, like, it's going to be a spirally pattern in some cases. So, like, for example, there's going to be one over there, something. Yeah, something like that could look cool. I don't know. Let's try again. That one was just an example. So something... Oh shit. Something... So it keeps spinning and it keeps spinning. I missed a bit of some pixels in there. But something like that. I'm gonna save because you never know. We'll see. Let's see, the sky is gonna be purple too, but a bit of a darker purple. Because, you know, get it? But I think, let's say in here, let's see, what happens if I do that? Well, this color reminds me of the Milky Way, but I think I might add some shades of purple, or some colors of purple, in especially that part, just to make it vary a little bit. Oh, okay, cool. So right now it looks a bit like a mess, of course, but eventually it's going to change. So what color do we want to color him, or color that creature? Perhaps somewhere around, let's see, this color, but then I have to add, that's a bit too yellow, whoa, and too blue. I want to make it like a skin color. This is difficult already. It really is. Yeah. Then if I add these, oh, wait. Okay, and maybe this ear right there. I don't know. I'm probably overcomplicating things right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that instead. Nice. Yeah. Of course, we're gonna have to change it. Make it better, hopefully. But I'm just wanting to give myself a bit of an idea as to how I want it to look like, you know? Because doing these things is not always easy. Now for the prism, right? Oh, it's a bit too bright blue. I want a color that fits with the prism color. Like an aquatic blue color. Although that could literally mean anything, so... Yeah, just to say that this is the front, basically. So the blue is the front part, whereas the rest of the colors is the back and the sides. So, how on earth do I want to do that? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm still trying my best to figure out how to do it. Yeah. Man, this is difficult. It's way too difficult. I'm thinking maybe the the legs are gonna be like somewhat of a orange-ish yellow. I don't know, it's a bit hard, but yeah. Of course, I'll improve it off camera. It's just that, yeah. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I'll appreciate it. But yeah. Shit, I can't stop clicking or using the right click button by accident, which isn't what I want. Let's see. Maybe I could make the spirals from where I marked out, perhaps. So I'm going to take that color here. Well, first, I'm going to erase it. Very nice. And then we'll do that. Hang on, so this time we'll make it facing to the left. Something like that. Yeah. Nice. Sure, that could work. That could work. Okay, cool. And this one, let's say this is going to be a smaller spiral. This one isn't going to be too big. Let's see, it's just beneath one of my friend Skin's feet. There's going to be some bigger spirals. There's also going to be some smaller spirals. So yeah. Okay, so this one's going to be pretty small. I don't like the straight line, so I'm just going to try again. Kind of like that. Yeah. That could work. So what else? Maybe we should also add one here. Not going to do the spirals the rest of the stream. I'm just planning. Let's say this one has a medium size. Well, depends. Sometimes things in life can be subjective. Sometimes we can consider it small, sometimes we can consider it bigger. Sometimes it could be none of the above. Oh. So let me try and do this one as well. Just gonna spin. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Okay. This one's gonna be much bigger, let's say. Actually, I could do better than that. Let me try again. Try again. Now let's try again. I apologize if I am a little bit quiet. I'm just focusing on the spirals. I've never taken drawing a spiral more seriously, but well, here we are. Maybe I could just slightly, I said slightly, whoops, change that a little bit. Yeah, that might work. That might work. Man, I've said spiral many times in this stream. Drink every time I said spiral. Actually, don't do that. I don't want you to. Yeah. Yeah. So those are spirals, I guess. Of course, there's going to be more. But I also want to do other things. Like perhaps some of them will have, let's say, holes that will lead to somewhere. Probably not somewhere very pleasant. There's going to be like some sort of cracks, I guess. Yeah. These are supposed to represent like cracks. Well, or something. Who knows? Okay. So what else can I do? Or what else can I add? We could add one in here, maybe? Yeah. Most of them will be pretty small, but one of them, let's say, will be bigger than others. Yeah. Also try my best to make the floor varied. So have different colors in certain spots. Like for example, there could be a dark purple. Just to, you know, make it, like I said, varied. Rather than just staying the same. Just to look a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Double, excuse me. I bet. My apologies. I ate some cordon bleu today. That was pretty cool. I love cordon bleu. Cordon bleu is tasty. One of my favorite foods. One of my favorite foods. Okay, here, yes, here's a bigger crack. And we're going to color it, let's say, blue with some white. Or perhaps lightish blue, minimum. So yeah. Yeah. Alright, perfect. Let's save already. Nice. Just give me a second. My first. Also, I'm going to drink a little bit. Just give me a second. Ah, feels good. Just drinking water feels good. I only drink water, believe it or not, which I know might come as a shock to you, to some of you, but I only drink water. There we go. Here's another one. Here is another one. Alright, and let's point out how we're going to make these. Okay? So, let's take... We're just going to do one of them for now. We'll do the other ones later. And perhaps we might even add even more cracks. And portals, of course. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and yeah, we'll go ahead and yeah, just figure out a color scheme. So let's say not all the parts, but some parts, let's say this one, will be blue or lighter blue. So let's try to make it lighter. There we go. And as for the other part, it's going to be white, or at the very minimum, light blue. Somewhat light blue, but so little that it's getting close to getting white. Or considering a proper white color. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, I remember that a couple weeks ago, I browsed through the most useless websites. And it's pretty funny. And one of them was about naming colors. Like, let's say this one that doesn't have its official name, so you can invent a name for said color, and also there will be people voting for which one is the best name, which one has the best name. So I thought it was a cool concept for a useless website. I forgot the name now, unfortunately. So, yeah. Okay, but yeah, you can see it's kind of like this, basically. In fact, let me do that real quickly. Perhaps something like that, yeah. It's like a little crack, so we might add some brightness into this floor. I don't know. Something like that. So we got about 10 minutes now. So let's keep going. We've done quite a bit of progress, I have to say. I'm happy about that. But for now, I'm just gonna add this one, which we might, yeah, just add some shading. Maybe let's say 60 even. 58? Yeah, 60. Alright. And of course, we'll also shade some parts of the floor. This is not a bridge. This is yeah, like a valley. We just have some liquid there, but this is the far ocean, so yeah, it's different. So yeah, like I said, I think the liquid will make it orange. Of course, we might switch the orange to another type of orange, but yeah. And we might also put, let's say, spirally patterns as well in the liquid. I don't know, something like that. So yeah, very nice. Should I already add the shadows for the characters? Maybe. I'm just going to do the basic shadows, aka just a circle. So basically, or maybe I might make it even darker. Let's see. Oh shit, that's a bit too much. Yeah. How would that look like? Yeah. Actually, I mean, that color could work, but I don't know. Yeah, I think this one's a bit too. I think that color makes a lot more sense. Wow, that accidental discovery made it worth it. Oh shit. Let me. Just go and do that. Cool. Nice. So, let me just add some of these guys. Some of the shadows. Once again, it's just going to be a simple circle. Nothing special. And the spiral colors that we place down does make sense. So I think we took the right direction there. Let me just go ahead and fix this, and also that one, this one, and the ones on Trivirtual. Cool, fantastic. Yeah, I think this might work. Might work better. Might work better, I feel. So how'd that look? Yeah, that wouldn't look too bad, I think. Then we also have him. Hatopon. For some reason, the name Hatopon reminds me. Not sure if you know that song, although I heard it when I was a kid. I saw something on the internet, but it's called Patapon. That's what it reminds me of. I thought that'd be pretty funny to mention. Alright, cool. So then we're gonna do penguin, let's say. We're gonna do penguin. I know I was singing like that. Hey buddy, could you pixel art me into what now? A dragon princess. Once again, how's it going, M Young? Once again, I'm not gonna do that, unfortunately. Sorry. But hope you're doing well. Although that concept that you just said could be interesting, actually. You're into a dragon princess. Ooh, sounds pretty cool. That actually sounds cute. But no, sorry, I'm not gonna do that. But like I said, it is an interesting concept. I love to see people dream big, but you know. I hope hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Okay. We are currently, so as you can see, we've done the characters. Now I'm planning out the background and everything. So, because I wanted to make it like some sort of spiral universe that they're in, and of course it's different worlds that they're gonna explore. Because I know it's gonna sound very ambitious, but my plan is to make things that I'm thinking, thinking outside the box type of ideas, making them as unique and also as intuitive, I guess, as possible, and making things that not many people have done before. So I figured, why not? I know it's a bit of a weird plan though, but yeah. Let's go ahead and add those shadows. Okay, so that's him. That's potoranodon. I can't just say that's him, can I? Sanzu Usagi. Let's add a shadow around him. Actually, let's do both. So we'll do one by one step. Oh, for goodness sake. Nope. Yeah, although I feel like this one's a tiny bit too big. Excuse me. My bad. I didn't mean to burp. Oh, no. This looks... Yeah. Better. Snickers. You are not chew when you're hungry. I remember this ad. Alright, cool. Fantastic. That's 2 of the shadows there. Next, we also have... Next we're going to do him, Haruma. Then we'll do Hage next to him. So we're just going to add the shadows. Oh, nice and easy now. Nice and easy. Alright, cool. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, shit. Too much. Too much. Alright, cool. Nice. And it's 4 o'clock now. I wasn't aware of the time, but... So, yeah. I'm going to do the rest of the shadows off camera. Just going to save. There we go. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Been a lot of fun. So, we'll see when I'm going to stream next week. Since I have quite a bit of day offs, which is nice. So, yeah. I'll try and do more pixel art streams and everything. And, of course, do it off camera. So, that's going to be cool. But, yeah, anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Goodbye. And also thanks to M. Young for joining. So, yeah, I'll see you. Bye-bye.